Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
My name is Jaden.
My name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
And we are the Who in the Torah channel, and we are so glad you are with us.
We know your time is very important, so we will make this as brief as possible. But these are the perfect laws of Yahuwah.
And it is the list of 613 that we've come to discover is a list out of Judaism. And it doesn't matter what list you get, it seems like they repeat these commands over and over and over in various fashions, right? It uses several words to describe the same thing, and it will take one situation where it seems pretty clear and they will break it out. So there's like 4 laws for like one true law. So anyway, we're plowing through this, and for those who have hung out with us this long, we thank you very, very much. And let's get to it. Gentlemen, here we go. 461. Observe the laws of impurity concerning liquid and solid foods. Leviticus 11:34.
It says, any of the food which might be eaten on which water comes becomes unclean, and any drink which might be drunk from it becomes unclean.
Okay, so observe the laws of impurity concerning liquid and solid foods. So one more time. If something is unclean, go on.
So, okay, let's see. Okay, so we gotta go up on verse. It says, and any earthen vessel into which any of them falls whatsoever, and it becomes unclean, and you break it.
Okay, so this is talking about if you have an unclean something.
Like a lizard, a gecko, mouse. If something touches it and breaks the vessel, that liquid becomes unclean, and whatever liquid fell on is unclean.
And if there's an unclean animal, you're supposed to break like a pottery as well.
Yeah,
like
you're not supposed to have it anymore.
Right, and so that's different than us today where we have stainless steel and things of that nature. Back then they didn't have something of that sort. So basically something unclean could defile a clay pot, so something could get into it. So all hail the stainless steel. 462. Every impure person must immerse himself in a bath to become pure. Leviticus 15:16. I feel like we've said these before.
I believe so. Mm-hmm. And when a man has an emission of semen, then he shall wash all his flesh in water, and be unclean until evening.
Okay, so it didn't actually say impure person. It says every man. And this is, Eli, you need to fix this one. This is not what it says it is. All right, so we will fix these. Continue on. 463. The court must judge the damages incurred by a goring ox. Exodus 21:28.
And when an ox gores a man to death or a woman to death, then the ox shall certainly be stoned, and his flesh is not eaten, and the owner of the ox is innocent. However, if the ox was previously in the habit of goring, and its owner has been warned, and he has not kept it confined, so that it has killed a man or a woman, the ox is stoned to death, and also the owner.
Yeah, so the only question I have on this is why you wouldn't eat the meat of the thing. Wouldn't you, like, split it up or give it to something?
Maybe it's evil meat. I don't know.
Evil bull, evil ox. I don't know. So I don't know that. If anyone does know that, that would be great. 464, if someone steals an animal, he will return double. Exodus 22:4.
If theft is indeed found alive in his hand, whether it's an ox or a donkey or sheep, he repays double.
Okay, and if he doesn't, then he sells himself into slavery. This is some of the other ones. So if an animal falls into an open pit, the person who dug it will pay for the animal. Exodus 21:33.
And when a man opens a pit, or a man digs a pit and does not cover it, and an ox or donkey falls in it, the owner of the pit is to repay. He is to give silver to the owner, and the debt is his.
Yeah. So I guess that's
Cover up your holes.
Cover up your holes. We've had a cow fall in a hole before too. It's not
That was ours.
Yeah, it was ours. I'm glad we found it too as well. Everything went good on that one. 466. The court must judge the damages incurred by fire. Exodus 22:6.
When a fire breaks out and spreads to thorn bushes, so that stacked grain or standing grain in the field is consumed, he who kindled the fire shall certainly repay. When a man gives silver or goods to his... Oh, no, my bad.
Next. Yeah, so that one is... man, can you imagine somebody burning somebody's field down? The guy would be, like, extremely upset.
You had to pay a lot of money depending on how much big the field was.
It could, yeah, I mean... It's,
thousands.
And it's going to go fast. I mean, dry grain is going to go fast. It's going to, like, just totally go. Okay, 467. Not to steal. Leviticus 19:11.
It says, do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another.
Yeah, don't. That's the thing. It says no command here. What happened here?
That verse
There's
doesn't
no
exist.
37.
There's no 21:37.
What he was trying to refer to was like where they must judge on like some sort of like death thing, and there was nothing there.
So this list is bum.
And we looked through chapters trying to relate to that. We looked through 22:37. We looked for 37:21. There was nothing there.
They're all over the place, and this list is so wacky. Okay, 469. Each individual must ensure that his scales and weights are accurate. Leviticus 19:36. And this is huge. Our Creator talks about this a lot. Go ahead.
Have right scales, right weights, a right ephah, and a right hin. I am Yahuwah Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mizraim.
Okay, and go to the one right above it, 1935. Not to commit injustice with scales and weights. Same thing.
Do no unrighteousness in right ruling, in measurement of length, in weight, or in measuring liquids.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Our Creator does not want people to be cheated, and so
Someone buys a pound of wheat, and you go something with a pound and a half.
and everybody's adjusting their scales. That's the name of the game. It's like everybody rips people off with the flipping scales everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. There's always somebody adjusting the stuff. It's the people who you don't think, the supermarkets or whatever. They zero it out just a little bit more or something, so it always weighs more. You always get ripped off. You never know. Okay. 471, not to possess okay, we already did that one. Not to move a boundary marker to steal someone's property.
Actually, we did not do that one, because Deuteronomy. No, we said Leviticus and Deuteronomy.
Okay, Deuteronomy 25:13, not to possess inaccurate weights and scales.
You shall not have in your bag diverse weights, a great and small, and a small.
Why wouldn't you have in your bag funky weights?
I mean, you shouldn't have fake weights to begin
Because
with.
they'd be like a pound and a half when it says like 1 pound on it.
Well, I know what the cause of it is.
Because if you have it, you're going to use it, right?
Yeah, you're
not just going to have it. I just have it because I have
Dude,
it.
these rich guys come, you're just going to take them for a couple ounces here or there or something. It just kind of, if you have it, you're going to use it. Okay, not to move a boundary marker to steal someone's property. On me, 19:4, I just got owned. Where'd it go?
When you went up and you go.
Uh-oh. It almost took us to school. Okay, where are we at?
We are at. Let's see. We are right there.
Sorry, guys.
Not to move. There's 472.
Yeah, 472. Not to move a boundary marker to steal someone's property. Deuteronomy 19:14. Who has that?
I do. You shall not remove your neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in your inheritance, which you shall inherit in the land that Yahuwah Elohim gives you to possess.
Yeah, all held GPS boundary lines now.
They're like sitting there moving each other's walls.
Yeah, the rock
neighbors
wall
over there taking other people's things. Well, this is my land now.
You know, and that's I've seen that. That's just not back in the days. I've seen that completely.
Yeah.
People will move their markers out 1 foot, or they will move something.
The rock wall back and say this is
everybody acquires just a little bit more, and pretty soon you're into your neighbor's stuff, and everybody's just trying to get that extra foot. Okay, 473. Not to kill. Exodus 20:13.
It says, you do not murder.
Okay. Any questions, folks?
No, I mean, that's just something you shouldn't do.
Maybe you should murder bad people.
Because we're supposed to stone certain kind of people, and that would be like murder, wouldn't it?
It would be murder, but if you're actually stoning people, how does that go down?
That's a multiple person thing.
It is a multiple person thing.
I guess.
How does the judgment for that go down?
Depends on the sin, what you sin.
Well, how do you do it? How do you if you had somebody that needed some rocks chucked at them, how would you?
You have to take them before a priest or like a judge, and they would have to.
Who else though?
You have witnesses.
Right, you need at least 2 witnesses.
And
That's how everything
then a whole
goes.
two would come around. They stone them to death depending on the type of sin.
Yeah, outside the city gates.
All right, you don't want bloodshed inside the gates.
Right. 474, not to rob. Leviticus 19:13, and also 475, not to withhold wages or fail to repay a debt. Leviticus 19:13.
Do not oppress your neighbor, and do not rob the wages of him who is hired. It is not to remain with you all night until evening.
Does it say don't rob?
It said do not rob the wages.
Okay, so yeah, so this is where they go and add.
I mean, because in 1911, which we read, it said do not steal. So I mean, that's
right. And so, yeah, I mean, these are really self-explanatory. I mean, you don't need
basic.
Yeah,
you should learn as little kids. Like these are the ones you learn as little kids: don't steal, don't lie.
Yeah, and people should. If we learn this stuff as kids, then we would be different people, right?
I would hope
Maybe.
so.
Kind of. Okay, not to commit adultery. Exodus 20:14.
It says,
And okay, yep.
you do not commit adultery.
Wow, that's. Anyone have any?
Don't commit adultery.
It's just don't
do it.
Period.
Wait,
Nothing more.
is having a concubine committing adultery?
Okay, I don't think that would be committing adultery. I think if you married them, that would be not committing adultery.
This is the topics that offend a lot of people
I
because
know.
multiple wives has become taboo. It's something that the Mormons do.
Yeah.
That's what they're always famous for. The Mormons having multiple wives. Oh, you want multiple wives? You become a Mormon.
Wait, they do that?
They used to, and it was legal in Salt Lake up until just, I don't remember what year it became illegal, but you could have multiple wives, and there were other states and stuff you could have multiple wives as well.
They're not wrong.
Not against the Torah.
No, I mean, it would never. Committing adultery was going out and cheating on someone or cheating with someone's spouse. If you married them, it wouldn't be cheating because you were married to them.
Can you imagine have like 3 women that you would have to run that house? Imagine the women start bickering. Imagine they start infighting, and the dude had to like break this up. I just can't imagine.
When we had Rachel and Leah, we definitely saw a lot of what they went through.
Yeah, and there was a law that was after that, right?
Yeah.
What was the law?
You can't marry the same sister. If you marry someone, you can't marry their sister too.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of strife, and the good thing about Leah at the end is she was loved more than Rachel. Not more than Rachel, but she was loved a lot, and it was really sad. The entire story was sad. Eli, what's the story of that, real quick?
So after Rachel died.
No, before that.
Okay.
Rachel and Leah are who?
They were sisters and the wives of Jacob.
And
they were always like jealous of each other because. So basically, the story of Laban went. Laban screwed over.
Maybe we shouldn't use those words, like ripped off. Maybe
ripped off.
Ripped off sounds better. Okay, he ripped off.
Ripped off Jacob with. So he was supposed to marry Rachel, but instead he gave Jacob Leah. And then he had to work another 7 years for Rachel.
And how that worked out, I have no idea how you get the wrong wife.
And Jacob didn't want Leah in the beginning, but he ended up with Rachel. So he didn't love Leah, but he loved Rachel because he wanted Rachel in the beginning, but not Leah. And then as time went on, the more kids they had, they started worrying over how many kids they have. And they thought they'd be more loved over their kids. But they weren't. And then Rachel ended up dying after she gave birth to Benjamin. And then Leah got love that she didn't have before.
Yeah, and it's actually a real sad thing. It's really, really sad, and it's maybe it's good examples of why you probably wouldn't want more than one wife or one. It would be like more than one family, but at the end of the day, you'd be like one giant family. But if the wives didn't get together, get along, that would be bad news brown there.
Yeah, it's probably best if they're definitely not sister. I can definitely see how that could go wrong.
That could go very wrong. Okay, all right. Next, Deuteronomy 5:18. Again, not to commit adultery. Somebody read that.
And neither shall you break wedlock.
Got it. Okay, so don't do it, guys. Don't be a family breaker. Men, be respectable. Women, don't break faith with your man. There's a secret to marriage, and one of them is to be faithful to each other, and there's no reason to ever go outside your marriage for anything. It's terrible. And you'll probably end up with an STD in the States. 1 in 3 people have some sort of STD.
Yeah.
You're going to have it for long term, and they have all these crazy things, so you shouldn't do it. So let's move on. 478. No verse. What?
That's not a verse.
Leviticus 5:23 isn't a verse?
All
right. So as you're looking, not a verse. No verse. What do you guys remember what it said? Besides,
I don't. We had it like 3 days ago.
Okay. Yeah, we had this ready before Shabbat because we don't do these on Shabbat.
5 what?
Leviticus 5:23.
It stops at 5:19, man.
Bummer.
There is no verse.
Wow.
Maybe in their version of this, like their oral Torah, maybe they have a few extra added verses.
I don't think they have another Leviticus and another Deuteronomy.
Maybe they add stuff to it.
Maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. 479. Not to ignore a lost object. Deuteronomy 22:3.
So it starts in verse 2.
And actually it starts in verse 1 because the next one is return the lost object. So Deuteronomy 22:1
2,
3.
You shall not see your brother's ox or sheep go astray, and hide yourself from them. You shall in any case bring them again unto your brother. And if your brother be not nigh unto you, or if you know him not, then you shall bring it unto your own house, and it shall be with you until your brother seek after it, and you shall restore it to him again. In like manner shall you do with his donkey, and so shall you do with his raiment, and with all lost things of your brother's, which he has lost, and you have found. Shall you do likewise, you may not hide yourself.
Yeah, so I guess that's a big thing. I wish we actually kept that like around here because South America is the land of the bars on the windows.
Finders keepers.
Yeah, finders keepers as well.
If it's in the road, it's yours. I'm sorry. That's literally what they say the law of the land is. If it's in the road, it's yours.
And I hate to say it, but being white and a darker colored country. We're hated. We are the gringos, and we are totally hated. Even though we speak the language, and they see the color of our skin, and they're not happy with us. And it's crazy, and they'll steal you blind. They completely, literally steal you blind. Not everybody, not all, but some. And those that do will do it. So anyway, so you should return all that stuff. That'd be a much better place than them ripping you blind. 481. If a man is struck but does not die, the man who struck him must pay. Exodus 21:18.
And when men strive together, and one smites the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die, but is confined to his bed, if he rises again and walks about outside with his staff, then he who smote him shall be innocent. He only pays for lost time and sees to it that he is completely healed.
Dude, that would totally be worth whipping someone's rear. Hey, don't kill him. But if all you have to do is just pay for a couple days down, that's the whole point when it comes to hands-on with men. There's a problem.
They're gonna box.
Yeah, not everything goes right, but this is the law. So if you accidentally kill the guy, you have a problem. So here's the thing: this is the law that if you do not kill the guy, you got to pay for his stuff. Now, what's the law if you kill the guy?
Well, you got to run to a city of safety usually.
Okay, and the city of safety, is that for everybody? If you intentionally kill the guy, then what?
Then you're stoned.
Yeah, they're stoned.
Yeah,
okay, so they find a body halfway in the middle of two cities. Which city is the one that's guilty? Do you guys remember this one?
I don't remember this.
Nobody?
No.
I might have got you.
Okay. So if it's in between two cities, which city is guilty?
Yeah, which city has to pay the price? Which one has to do the sacrifice for the dead body? Nobody?
The one with more relative. The one with close relative, I think.
No. So you're supposed to take it. You're supposed to take a distance line, and you have to measure exactly. And
what if it's like 50,000 miles? What if it's like?
Dude, it's the two closest cities. Whatever closest city. So if you find a body out and there's a city, one that's 30 miles and one that's 20 miles, and the dead body's like right between it, and you measure the dead body, see how it is. So you may actually measure it. I'll find that for you guys.
So for a dead body, you had to kill something else for the death.
Yeah. So you can't just have murder happen. I mean, this is supposed to be the Holy Land. This is supposed to be the land where our Creator dwells with us. And these are the rules that He has set in place that for us to keep a holy land. And He doesn't like blood. He doesn't like His people shedding their own blood. So, yeah. All right, ready?
Yep.
Not to murder. Repeat. Exodus 20:13. Didn't we just do this one?
Yeah.
Okay, it says what? Not to murder? Anyone have this?
It says do not murder.
Do not murder. Okay. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't murder. 483. Not to accept money to save a convicted murderer. Uh-oh. No, Numbers 35:31.
Excuse me. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. So don't say anything about money.
Not to accept money. Yeah, so what is it?
Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall surely be put to death.
Satisfaction is money or something in a different translation. Anyone have that?
Okay, 31 says, and take no ransom for the life of a murderer. He who is guilty of death, but he certainly shall be put to death.
Yeah, no ransom, no save this dude convicted of murder. Okay, 484. The court must send the accidental murderer to a city of refuge. Okay, we're kind of talking about this. Number 35:25.
And the assembly shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the assembly shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and he shall abide in it unto the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil.
So explain how this works. In our Creator's land, there's certain cities, right, Cade?
Right.
Tell me about these certain cities.
Well, if you were to kill someone, there was these things called the cities of safety or the cities of refuge, and you would go there and you would hide there until the priest that was anointed is dead.
Yeah, and so you're going to have, like back in the day, you're going to have the brothers of whoever it is. Tell me, what is an accidental murder, Eli?
Like, say you're chopping down a tree with an axe, and the top of your axe breaks, and it flies off and kills the guy.
Cracks the dude in the skull.
Yeah, or like something happens, like you
knock the tree onto.
Yeah, you knock the tree onto their house and it kills somebody inside.
Yeah, something of that nature. And so you're going to have people that they don't look at it as an accident. They're going to look at it like this dude needs to die. And so they kind of have a right to avenge. And so our Creator has created cities of refuge.
And they couldn't kill them inside the refuge. But if they found them outside the refuge,
they were do not leave the refuge. You're fair game. So, yeah, No good. 485, not to accept a monetary restitution instead of sending the accidental murder to or releasing him from a city of refuge. Numbers 35-32.
And he shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest.
Yeah. And so hopefully, I think they're thinking by the time the high priest is dead,
It should be over.
everyone's cool. And,
like that.
yeah, it's like moved on. Okay, 486, not to kill the murderer before he stands trial. Numbers 35-12.
And they shall be cities of refuge for you. From the revenger and the one who killed someone is not to die until he stands for the congregation in right ruling.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a trial. I mean, and you have to get the witnesses, you got to get the stuff. So 487, cut off a woman's hand if she grabs a man by the privates. Alrighty, Deuteronomy 25:12, Cade.
When men fight together, a man with another, and the wife of one shall draw near to rescue her husband from the hand of the one attacking him, and shall put her hand out and seize him by the genitals, then you shall cut off her hand. Your eye does not pardon.
So you got to start off, and you got to wonder how many incidents do they have prior to this before a command
If they made a
actually
law
had
for
to
this, there's
happen.
obviously a problem happening.
So you got these dudes who are duking it out, and the
It's
chicks always get involved, and that is not to be. So if your old man is getting
1v1.
It's like mutual combat. You both agreed to duke this out. You have a problem with each other. You're going to settle the beef right here. And this woman decides she's going to go and stop this fight. And really just interrupts the whole thing. So now she's like...
Well, it's extremely hard for a woman to sit there and watch her old man getting beat down. And her first thing is she's going to want to stop that from happening. And so, you're supposed to cut off a woman's hand if she mixes up a one-on-one.
Let the dudes square up, let them box.
What happens if two women are fighting and a man breaks that up?
Hopefully he's showing up to the pull-on part.
Shouldn't women be fighting?
No, I don't think so. I think there's obviously a problem with men and their aggression.
Men are obviously the more aggressive creatures.
Well, if a law was made for this, I'm thinking this went down kind of like that. So I don't think it was the other way around. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. There's some crazy stuff. 488. Not to pity the pursuer.
Repeat.
What? Numbers 35:12.
Yeah, we just read that one up.
Okay. Wow, these guys are terrible. Okay. 489. Not to spread rumors. Leviticus 19:16.
You shall not go up and down as a talebearer among your people, neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. I am Yahuwah.
Rumors, man. Rumors are like the Christian church. They love rumors. Like it happens. And they talk about this stuff, and Paul talks about this stuff. He talks about he actually starts beating down on widows and things of that nature. So he says they start talking tales and doing crazy stuff. So he tells them they should get married if they're young widows. But then he makes up a whole bunch of other rules. So all right, read it.
Designate refuge cities and prepare routes of access.
What? Is that Leviticus 19:16 something?
I already read that.
Oh, not to spread rumors.
Yeah.
Do we read that?
You shall not go up and down as a talebearer among your people.
I'm getting really super old or something. Okay, so we're on Deuteronomy 19:3.
Yeah, 490 is the last
Okay.
one.
19:3. I'm sorry. I'm like senile or something. Designate refuge cities and prepare routes of access. Deuteronomy 19:3.
Prepare a way for yourself and divide it into 3 parts, the border of your land, which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you to inherit. That anyone who kills someone shall flee there.
Okay.
See, these things repeat so many times. I don't even know if I go up one and repeat it. I could sit here and repeat it all night and think it's just
I remember
repeating.
now the one they repeated with "do not kill." They had do not kill wild animals or something, and they were like that never said don't
It didn't
kill.
say that.
No, he had.
Wild animals should probably kill. If they're about killing people, you should probably stop them before they kill more people.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That's one of the commandments is don't overtake certain parts of the land, or if not, the wild beasts are going to rise up and take you.
Yeah.
So they had to be careful where they were taking things. That's why Yah put them into the land at certain points so they didn't get owned by the wild beasts. And it's here living in jungle land. The jungle grows up extremely tall. It grows up extremely high. You get lost within 5 feet of where you're at. You get turned around. You have no idea where you're at. And so the cows are the only things that can own this ground. If not, it would just be a huge jungle. All right, everybody. Thank you guys very much for spending this time with us. We appreciate it, and we know your time is valuable. We hope this plays into your lives. And even though this list is crazy, it's just totally wacky. It is a list nonetheless. And even though it's totally out of order or whacked and things of that nature, we should know this stuff, and we should be writing all of these on our hearts, minds, and souls. And when they repeat, it's just it's a reminder that we need to know this stuff. We need to know not to murder and not to be an adulterer. We need to know all of this stuff. And at some point, if we ever live in another holy land with our Creator, these rules will come back. And I'm sure a lot of this stuff is stuff that we'll have to have in the kingdom to come. Gentlemen, is there anything else you guys have?
Read your Bibles, and if you enjoy this, please follow along and read the laws with us.
Yeah.
Enjoy your guys' week. Read your Bibles. If anything, just a few verses every single day. If you guys don't have time, just try to get into the Word. Shalom.
Yep. Shalom. All right, everyone.
Shalom.
See you guys.